the kids, they left the house, all of them. Summer camp picked up Abby. They went to dinner. Isaiah had to go pick up his truck because his tires are done. And I was like, hey, kids are gone. I'm going to make a podcast.
So that's what we're doing.
We made a podcast. Yeah, it's not code word.
So romantic.
Laundry is code word. You want to do laundry? That's code word.
Nobody wants to do laundry. That should not be our code word.
That's true. That's everybody hates laundry.
Yeah.
Not laundry. Laundry. We need a new code word. We don't. Isaiah's going back to college. We don't need a code word anymore. So.
Woo-hoo!
Need a picture? You take a selfie first?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Super cute. Woo! Oh, I missed that.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys.
From AM to PM.
Yes, I am AM.
I'm PM.
That's our initials.
Parent from AM to PM.
We are married from AM to PM, 24/7, 366 days out of the year.
Oh.
Yeah.
An extra day?
Extra day.
Okay.
So we want to talk about today, we were talking about this on our trip, right? So we just got back from a 7-week trip.
7.5 weeks.
7.5 week trip. It's a tough time to be parents right now.
Yeah.
With the age of the kids.
It really
This is the hardest it's ever been, for sure.
Well, they're both so vocal. Like, even Abigail, who's nonverbal.
Right.
They don't like us.
We were going to title this one, Our Kids Hate Us.
Most of the time, they don't enjoy our presence.
I don't think most of the time. But it feels like enough of the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's enough that we're making a podcast about it. So there's that.
It's true. So sometimes we forget because of Abigail's like developmental age and stuff like that, that she is still 17.
Right.
So like the hormonal side of things, like the natural occurrence of things, like with the way that her brain works and stuff like that, like she still dislikes us as a 17-year-old. And we're specifically talking about you and Abby's relationship.
Yes.
So there's this.
Although there is some times where she's like, okay, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
I've had enough of you.
Think about a very typical father-daughter
like my mom
relationship and mother-daughter relationship at this age.
Right.
There's like this like butting of heads between mom and daughter like no other at this like I'd say like, I don't know, 14 to 18 maybe. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't think it lasted that long for me, but it could be a developmental like delay for her because she's developmentally delayed and everything else. So I would say this is like 13 to 14 years old. That's really when you struggle. Once I was 17, my mom and I loved each other again.
Yeah.
But when I was 13 to 14, oh my gosh, like,
because people have commented on our videos before and they probably, a lot of them probably didn't know that it hurt your feelings. So,
right. It does.
Because it's like, mom doesn't have as good a relationship with Abby as dad does. You know what I'm saying?
No, not right now.
and it hurts because it's true.
Right.
Because there is that, but you guys do have a fantastic relationship, but you're in a stage right now. And that it took us kind of realizing that before like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Priscilla does everything for Abby, like everything. So, we're like, why? It didn't make sense. And, but now it makes a lot more sense.
Well, and me being an only child, and you grew up with brothers. I mean, you had your sister, but y'all were not teenagers together.
Correct. We're a little.
So you wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. And
so it didn't even like click with me until we were on the trip, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Y'all button heads, at every opportunity. Anytime she can be defiant with mom.
If I would tell her to do something, she would immediately shake her head no. I'm like, Abigail, like, kid. And I would have to get the mom voice before she would actually be like, oh, she's serious.
Right. And then we had this conversation with Isaiah about where he's at in life. So, we actually, we discussed this stuff with our children ahead of time, actually, because we do have a really open relationship. Obviously, Isaiah can communicate, verbally, so it's different there. But we have a very open relationship. We talk about things, and the male brain is developed at not until like 25 or something. I don't even remember the exact age, what the average age is, but So he has not a fully developed adult brain. He is a man in a lot of the way the world measures a man. He is a boy. He's a child in a lot of ways that, would deem him a child, like what you would consider, like he's calling to set up to get a doctor today because Priscilla can't do it for him.
You have never seen someone so frustrated, like having to do adult things, So I don't know.
I mean, the system's dumb. It's just broken. It
But
doesn't
I'm
work
a
well.
weirdo and I like doing things like that because it's like I feel so accomplished once I get them done. Because I'm like, okay, it's Monday. I have this full to do list and I'm going to knock them all off my list. Whereas he's like, it's Monday and I have all these things I have. Like, he's the complete polar opposite of me. You know what I mean? When it comes to that. But you don't like doing those
No.
things either.
I'm just like him. I shut down. I'm like, I'll do nothing. Like, I have
Right.
all this to do. I'll do nothing.
Yeah. So he had to like get his parking pass for school and, and so it just puts him in a bad mood. And I'm like, I can't understand it. And I'm like, so pretty much what we're saying is neither child likes me. They all like Asa because he's like one of the kids. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's not true. Not true because of I'm hot.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks. It's like buttons on shirts just gets her every time. I turn the AC on. So we're button heads with Isaiah too because he's like an adult, but not an adult. Like if you have kids, our kids' age, like you probably understand very, very well where we're coming from. But
I
it's
feel
definitely
like this
a
is
hard
so bad.
phase.
We love our children and we've had such an amazing summer.
Oh, we have great kids.
And we have amazing kids, like in the grand scheme of things.
It's all relative, right? Like we have incredible kids. Isaiah's, fantastic. So any kind of like disruption in the force and we feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of tenfold. So
He definitely is like, my friends. And I'm like, well, that wouldn't fly in my house, though.
Right.
That's the difference.
yeah. So
We're kind of strict parents, too.
we are. But it created a good foundation for him and and we can kind of just be like, hey man, make your choices, because we know he's gonna come back to that foundation that we created. That's what my parents did with me too. They were like, we create a good foundation for our kids. They're going to stray, but they will come back. So I think it's a good way to parent. You can't be on top of them all the time. You got to let them make mistakes and make choices and whatnot.
And we must not be that bad because he is coming back to do his master's program.
Yeah. And that was his choice. We're like,
It
'cause
was.
he's paying for it.
Right.
We're not paying for
I
his
would pay
master's
for
course.
his, I paid for his bachelor's.
Yep.
And I said, now after this, it's on you. So he's going to come back to Florida because that would be in state for him.
Right.
And he'll live here, but in the apartment,
Yeah.
and he'll be on his own. The only requirement I have is Sunday dinner.
Right.
And
Which-
that's for all of them.
we have that space, so why not?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to pay rent if you don't have to. And our goal with him, with both of them, is to get them set up for success the best way we possibly can. If you can save your children from hardship while they still learn lessons and still learn how to pay bills and learn how to adult and learn how to take on responsibility, I don't see a problem with it. So it's a constant battle because he's still spoiled. I've told him that before. I'm like, you're a little spoiled, but he's a good spoiled. Like he handles it well.
Yeah. He
So-
paid for his tires today. He didn't like that.
Did not like that at all. Nobody does.
Nope.
Long story short, our kids hate us, but it's a phase. So
Yeah. And it's literally like moment to moment. It's not even like a full day of hating us.
no.
They can turn it on and turn it off so quick.
From best friend to worst enemy.
I'm
in
like,
seconds.
are you the same person that just walked by me 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Like, can anyone relate? Please
Well,
let
I
us
think
know.
so. We had so much going on with the trip and stuff too. That now it's a little more like, we definitely have to get back into our groove. We're preparing for homeschool to start for Abigail. So all these things that are kind of coming into alignment. Isaiah's not going to be here very long. He's going back in a few days to college. So we're really not, we don't have a set schedule right now. We're not as busy as we were on our trip. So, that's a,
I mean, we're
everybody-
busy
everybody's
working.
just kind of like, yeah, but I feel like we're just like all over the place.
Yeah.
And because we're all over the place. The kids are like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but I do feel like they need that downtime before.
Oh, I mean,
Jumping
Abby
back
took a
into it.
nap today. She
Right.
never does that.
I mean, on her trip she did.
Yeah.
So she got into this habit of eating cereal and going back to bed. That was like her thing
Yeah.
on the trip. She'd have a bowl of cereal, go back to bed. So she did that today.
But I do want to take him to the beach this week.
Yeah.
She's been requesting the beach. I'm
We
not
think.
sure. Or she could mean something
Should be
else.
calling you names.
So it's so funny because she'll say something and then she'll say beach afterwards.
She
And I'm
taps-
like,
and the way that her iPad says it is beach. So she's like,
and
it's
she
like
looks at
Chipotle
me,
beach.
and I'm like, oh, my sweet girl
Does
would
she-
not mean that, would she?
She mean the sand or
Or something
we're not
else.
sure. We're not sure on that one. Jury's out. We are actually going to go out to dinner though, because we haven't been out to dinner together in forever. Like
2 months.
2 months. Yeah, we're gonna go out to dinner and sit across the table and stare at each other. It's gonna be weird.
Aw.
I mean, it's gonna be great.
sweet.
Yeah, I mean, just because we haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's staring.
Make sure you
at me.
guys are following us on Anchor. This is where we upload our podcast to. You can actually leave voice messages for us on Anchor. So if you have questions that you would like to hear played in the podcast, you can do that through the Anchor app. So go check it out. Leave us a voice message, and we can play that back during the podcast, answer some questions.
I need to know
talk
if
about
you
some
can
stuff.
relate about the children not liking you at this age.
I mean, every conversation I've had with my parents has been something, relatable.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a thing. I hear once they hit their 30s that it's all
Oh.
smooth sailing.
Oh, great.
That was me. I was like mid to late 20s. I was back good with my parents again.
Yeah.
Priscilla was sooner. She is
Yeah.
just only child. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out with us podcast. I'm going to reach up here and hit this button so I can play the really cool music. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Oh, my voice is all cracking. Woo!
Thanks for watching.